And we are back on this defensive coordinator edition of the Doing All Right podcast here with Bryan Broaddus at the Crown Global Media Studios there. Love y'all to pieces. We got some stuff to go over today. Might be a long one. What time it is? Can't be too long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got other duties in your life, huh?
we got stuff to do.
Yeah.
We got stuff to do. But should be a good one. We got 4 players to talk about today. We told y'all to write that down. We got Dave Campo tomorrow. So y'all be sure you tap in with that. We can't wait to have him in studio. He's gonna be sitting right there and we're gonna be tapping in with him. But Bryan, I know we're gonna talk about Christian Parker a lot.
We are.
He had his press conference yesterday.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Schottenheimer for like 4 minutes?
Yeah.
And then we'll get into Christian Parker. Then
You want to give the head coach a little credit for the path he's taken?
Man, Bryan. Mike McCarthy had a lot of power, Bryan.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I do.
Mike McCarthy could have made a lot of decisions, you know?
Chose not to in a lot of ways.
I don't think Mike McCarthy would have been proactive in coach searches.
No.
I don't think Mike McCarthy would have wanted George Pickens on the team. I don't think he would have rallied to go get wide receiver help or tackle help. You know what I'm saying? I think he'd have been like, nah, man, we fine with Jalen Tubb. We'll figure it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just feel like Mike McCarthy let a lot of stuff. I feel like Shotty would have fought for Amari Cooper or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's different.
Sure.
Shotty went up there and talked about the process. 40 interviews, Bryan.
Yeah.
Some on Zoom, some we called in. And he talked about program building. You feel me? That's the part that jumped out the most. Because we talk about this all the time. Hey, look, if y'all want to know what the hell Brian Schottenheimer, Jerry Jones, Christian Parker gonna say before they say it, just watch the Doing All Right podcast. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know what Shotty gonna say before he say it, or what any of these people gonna say before they say it, or before they do it, before they draft anybody, the Doing All Right podcast will pretty much tell you what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I think we have a pretty good handle on some of this stuff.
Pretty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah.
Bryan, he talked about last year how he built this program for offense to where if anything changes, Clayton Adams can take over. If Clayton Adams is gone, we got a backup plan for Clayton Adams. And then Connor Riley will step up and do this or this and do this. Like there's backup plans in place, and he built his offensive coaching staff thoroughly.
Right.
He didn't do that with defense last year.
Sure didn't.
For whatever reason, I wasn't in the room when it happened, right? The credit I give Shotty the most is that he could have sat on his hands and ran it back.
Could have.
And then Bryan would have been mad because he don't like running stuff back. Bryan,
I've been accused of that.
he could have sat on his hands and said, you know what?
Yeah.
Jerry Jones done sold me on continuity. Let's run Flus back one more year.
Yeah.
And Shotty would have got fired for that. But let's run back Flus one more year.
Yeah.
Or, Flus is fired. Jones is go find another guy. Or, we'll find a guy, but with less interviews.
Sure.
This was an exhaustive search.
It was.
Not just for your defensive coordinator, but his staff. For the reasons that we spoke about on the Doing All Right podcast. Right. You mess around and win a Super Bowl in 2 years because Christian Parker's so good. All right, man, this dude we just got from the Cardinals or whatever, man. We was ready. Yeah. All these guys that he brought on this staff were guys that are in demand, they hide in the streets, or somebody that's neutral on Twitter is going, this dude's going to be a defensive coordinator one day. Yeah. I got to give Shotty his respect for that. Because he's not just worrying about the now. He's making sure that we good to go for the future, Bryan Broaddus. You agree?
I agree with you. I think to me that, I think Shotty took it personally what happened with the defense last year. Mm-hmm. I think he took it personally. Late in the year, you saw where he really thought about Matt Eberflus. Yeah. Please, sir, take your act to the coaching box. Go up to the press box. I don't want you on my sideline anymore. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of where you felt like that maybe. And the fact that Shotty had to go in there and spend time away from the offense to try and help the defense kind of tells you a little bit what you need to know right there. Mm-hmm. But when he sat on that podium with Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones pointed the finger at him and said, no, Shotty was on board with this Matt Eberflus hire. Yeah. You could immediately feel Brian Schottenheimer inside says, pardon me, sir? Yeah. Pardon me, sir? Mm-hmm.
We know better. We all know better.
Pardon me, sir. What are you saying there? That I'm part of this? Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. But he wasn't going to let it happen again. You know, as you give Schottenheimer credit, give the Joneses some credit for staying out of the way. For sure. You know, to me, this is monumental going forward. This is maybe the floodgates that will be open now to football, where it's the way that coaches are brought in or interviewed, or maybe the way the Cowboys do their interviews overall, not steak dinner, handshake, have a sleepover, next night you're the coach. More exhaustive research, more trying to find the best and the brightest. That's my hope. And it's my hope that we see something in free agency, that all this carries over, that Brian Schottenheimer has so much momentum that he is going forward now and now let's go get the players. We're going to get into Christian Parker here in a second. And Christian Parker is going to be kind of vague in talking about the players that he has. You know, he's looking at this. I'm sure him and the coaches have sat down. They have an idea of what they have. I think Christian Parker and that staff is about to go to work. I think they're about to go to work to try and find some guys because, like I say, we're going to get into some scheme stuff. You know, not trying to talk over anybody's head, but just try and give you an idea. There's going to be some players in this draft, and there's going to be some players in free agency as we go through the coming weeks when we get into that period that are going to be fits for how he wants to play scheme. Yeah. So you're right. Give Schottenheimer credit. Give the Joneses credit for staying the hell out of the way. And then give Christian Parker some credit for helping put together a staff of some young guys that are some young and up-and-coming type coaches.
Bryan, you said you had some takeaways from the Christian Parker presser.
I do.
You wanted to run them by me.
I do want to run these by you, Voch, because I like the way you football think.
I appreciate that, man.
And so the first clip I'd like to play for you is from Christian Parker. I want, what kind of scheme is he going to run?
Well, the first thing is we're going to be multiple. I think that whenever you form a defensive structure, it's about the players that you have. So core principles, we'll be a 3-4 by nature, but, 4-3 spacing will be appropriate, 4-2-5 in nickel, different front structures, coverages behind it. But I would say being multiple is probably the most important thing about it.
Okay, Christian Parker gave you a little glimpse of what he's going to do. He used the phrase 4-3 spacing, but talked about a 3-4 front. Yep. Walk me through it.
So we should have got on this damn board. So I think when people think of 3-4, they think of what Wade Phillips, was doing.
Sure.
They think about what Parcells came in and implemented or whatever.
Yeah.
Football's changed a little bit. When I was a young center, part of my job was identifying the front and letting the rest of the guys know what the formation was. Right. And based on that formation, it changes up what we do blocking scheme-wise, right? And what I learned at an early age was if you line up in a 3-4, and if one defensive player moves just a little bit, it's still a 3-4.
Sure.
If it's a 3-4 and one of the outside linebackers bail out to go cover somebody, it's still a 3-4. It looks different now. It looks like 3 down linemen and 3 linebackers, but guys got to move around. You're not just going to stay right there.
Right.
So what he's saying in 3-4 in principle, what he's saying is my down linemen are going to be hefty. And we got some down linemen, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be hefty. And it's going to do more to make our athletes run around. Basically, in principle, we're not all just attacking gaps. Yeah. We're not just
like
all
the old Rod Marinelli scheme.
Sure.
Yeah, upfield, attack. Mike Zimmer, a little bit of that too.
This is a system where your athletes do the work. Right. Your linebackers and your outside rushers do the work, which is cool because you got a Quentin Williams, a Kenny Clark, and also Digizua. So what he means by 4-3 in spacing is that these players are going to line up in gaps that they would line up in a 4-3, but it's going to still be the job title of what a 3-4 would be. So instead of me, if I'm a nose in an old school 3-4, I line up head up over the center in a 0, right? In a 4-3, I line up in a 1, in A gap.
Inside shoulder
Of the guard and center, right? So what that basically means is now I'm in a gap more so, or I'm shading somebody, but instead of my job attacking A gap,
right,
my job is to hold y'all up in A gap,
right,
as opposed to holding up a center and looking in this A gap and looking in this A gap.
Yeah, two
gapping, right? This A gap is 1 gap. This A gap is 2 gaps. That's old school 3-4.
Right.
Instead of doing that, I'm on the center's left shoulder. I'm still disrupting him, which is my half gap, half of him.
Right.
But I'm still firm in this A gap.
Right. So gap and a half is what you're gap and a half.
So I'm not just attacking A gap. I'm attacking A gap and the center.
Gotcha.
To keep people from climbing up to next levels.
Yep.
Just to I can have a hand on the center, but also disrupt the guard, so that this way my linebackers can run free. What's different between this and last year is if I'm in A gap, I'm attacking A gap.
Right.
And there's a linebacker attacking B gap.
Right.
So what you get is Overshown running in the guards and stuff.
Right.
Leofow running in the guards and tackles.
Right.
The same alignment's gonna happen, because last year you were doing even fronts. The same alignment's gonna happen. It's gonna look like a 4-3. I'm gonna draw this up here. I'm gonna let you talk. It's gonna look like a 4-3.
Yeah.
But I'm doing 3-4 work. And then he said we're gonna run 4-2-5 and nickel. So don't even get bogged down on this 3-4 stuff, right? You're gonna run everything, and it's all gonna look like you got 4 down linemen. It's gonna look like a 4-3, but one of the ends gonna be standing up.
Yeah,
that's basically what it's going to look like.
Yeah, to me though, when you start to talk about, we've seen the Cowboys for years play in that 4-3 front where it was man and gap, and your response for that gap. Now you have the ability to play where you're responsible for the gap, no threat in the gap, but you have the ability to fall back and to kind of and to get back and to help with the half man stuff and all that. So,
but at the end of the day, what Parker said the most was, or he said multiple times, 3 times throughout the whole press conference, is we're going to do what we're best at.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you right here. Let's go to this cut, and he's saying this, and I was curious what you thought about this one. Are you scheming around players? Or the players around the scheme?
You know, of course, you want to have your core principles and foundational beliefs, you know, but as you kind of move forward in the process, what do your guys do well? How can you put good players in highlighted positions? How can you create one-on-ones for certain guys? How you can protect certain guys? You know, if we can win on blitzes on a running back, then we're going to blitz a lot. You know, if we got good man-to-man corners, we're going to play man. You know, if we have guys that are better with zone vision, we're going to play more zone. So, you know, you want to build a package that has diversity and scheme, and then you want to, you know, tailor it to the players that you have. And, of course, there are schematic fits, you know, but I think the really good players are the ones that you can't peg them in a certain scheme, and that's the only way they can play football. You want to have guys that no matter what scheme they're in, they can be significant contributors, and then you want to just highlight it around their strengths.
Quentin Williams can do anything. Oso Odigizua cannot. You know, Deron Bland can play off man. Savon Revel may not be as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hell, Demo's a good blitzer.
Yeah.
Shamar James look a little wild with his. We'll blitz Demo a little bit more.
Yeah.
If we have a set of 4 rushers that can get pressure with 4, then we'll get pressure with 4 and drop a bunch of dudes in coverage. If we can't get pressure with 4, we'll try to simulate some pressures. If we can't do that, then we'll just drop more guys back, or drop less guys back and just blitz more.
Yeah.
It seems like he's a dude that's going to be adaptable when the last administration wasn't.
Yeah.
And I really want to retire from talking about flu since I've heard it's the Christian Parker era now.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about flus no more. But this may be the last day I talk about flu. But it's like, hey, man, like, we don't have to do stuff that we're not good at. We don't have to beat our head against a wall trying to figure stuff out. What are you good at? Savon Revel, he talked about Revel yesterday being a good press man corner.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make him play off.
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying. How, with what he's trying to do and adapting, how big is this rebuild thing going to be?
How big, like how much it matters?
Not how much it matters.
How much turnaround's going to happen?
How much turnaround?
A ton.
Yeah.
A ton, I believe. And I don't think it's impossible to do. Because I think you got players on this defense that you can build around. Like like they're not going to touch the tackles at all.
Right.
Not going to touch the tackles at all. They're going to definitely add pass rushers. Brian, we talked about this the other day. I don't think they're going to change corner all that much. I think as far as corner market goes, I think they're looking for depth.
Yeah.
Just we talked about.
Okay, let me ask you this though, because if I could interrupt you, which I do quite a bit, you brought up they're looking for safeties, more nickel type safeties than they are nickel type corners.
I don't think
very astute.
They're not looking. They're not looking for nickel corners.
You asked me that question, and I'm thinking like, as I'm listening to him talk, I'm like, damn, Voch was on this one.
They're not looking for nickel corners.
Yeah,
they're going to find a nickel player.
Yeah,
a dude that can play nickel. And when Parker was talking about what his nickel player is, he's a dude to play corner sometimes, safety sometimes, linebacker sometimes, and when he's blitzing the quarterback, he's an edge sometimes, right? That don't explain Jordan Lewis to me, or Jordan Lewis types.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That or Chandler Rivers or something.
Yeah.
That ain't what that sound like to me.
No, doesn't, does it?
It sounds like you want a safety that can run. He wants a good running and covering safety. So when I asked a couple of weeks ago, I was like, man.
No, you were ahead of the game on that one.
I was like, man, they seem to be like Bland and Revel gonna be part of this thing.
Right.
Sure, they were like a backup plan in case Bland ain't healthy or whatever. But it seems like the core pieces at corner that they're talking about is Revel and Bland. And then they asked Christian Parker about Revel and Bland. It seems like Parker got an idea about Revel and Bland and how to use Revel and Bland. I think because we've played so much nickel in the past, I think we're thinking that we need 3 corners.
Right.
I think your third cover guy in that situation
is going to be a safety.
Is going to be a third safety.
Yeah.
So we running 3 safeties out there because you need 2 high guys,
right,
and then your nickel guy.
Right.
I think the Cowboys need 3 safeties and not necessarily 3. I think they got the corners that they need to start and play with. They need corner depth, some dudes that could play, and that could be Reddy Stewart. Reddy Stewart might be a guy if Parker likes him enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Stewart plays some safety and some nickel and can tackle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're going to try to upgrade, of course, but man, if you ain't versatile in that way, I don't see you playing that. I don't think Bland's going back to nickel.
Yeah, I don't think Bland wants to play nickel. I mean, we had a chance on 105.3 The Fan to interview him last year, and we started talking about him playing inside. Zach Wolchuk, from the Stack. Zach's sitting there asking him, well, what about nickel play? You want to go inside and all that? He looked really comfortable doing that. He goes, I don't want to play nickel anymore. I want to play on the outside, But there were times when he had to play in the nickel because they didn't have anything. Stewart did the best he could, but they were struggling there. I think you're clearly on to something here with this whole. Unfortunately, some of the players that we've talked about in the draft, there are guys that can do a little bit of both. We're gonna talk about Bud Clark today from TCU, a guy that you can actually see him play in the slot and also play free or play up along the line of scrimmage. He lines up in a lot of different spots. The final thing I want to play for you, Voch, if I could.
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell me what you think about this statement here from Christian Parker on what he likes about the Cowboys already defensively.
The game is definitely won and lost up front. And we have significant players in the front 7. And so I think that when you start with that defensive line room and what you're able to do in controlling the pocket, stopping the run, you control what an offense is able to do, and you're able to dictate to them on their terms. So you're not playing the whole playbook when you win first and second down. So I think it starts there. That's where the excitement starts. And there's several other pieces that have been proven playmakers. And we look forward to kind of bringing it all together in the next couple months.
Before I forget, I wonder who he thinks those proven playmakers are.
Yeah. I was going to ask you why he didn't name anybody. He didn't go in any detail. Well, we've got Quinnen Williams, and this is not sure. Maybe that's just the way he operates. He doesn't want to single out players.
Yeah.
We'll learn about Christian Parker as he's talking to the media and how he operates.
Yeah.
But usually you'll mention, man, we're really excited about having Quinnen Williams.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark is a proven veteran player. I
don't think he's
at times you watch him play. Boy, he could get sacks. He really didn't go into any great detail about his players, though.
I don't think he's a guy that wants to show you his hand.
You could very well be right about.
He's
that.
not a dude that's gonna answer questions you didn't ask. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not give more than he needs to.
He's a very stoic dude. He read them books. I've read them too, but I'm just not as stoic and I wear this face like I'm foolish, but you know what I'm saying. So, it's there's principles in the studies and books that he reads.
Sure.
That preach stoicism and not telling your enemies information. I'm keeping things. You didn't ask me this, so I'm not going to answer it. Yeah. There are not a lot of chatty patties that can reference Marcus Aurelius. You feel me?
Yeah, I got that right.
So on that note, Bryan, what I'm saying is when he says there are significant pieces on the D line,
yeah,
he's saying, "Hey, look, we got Quentin Williams, and we feel good about that." You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, one of them cats on ES. I don't know if it was Barnwell, but one of them cats. Like the Cowboys get a F for the trade for Quentin Williams, sending the second over there to the Jets. Quentin Williams ain't gonna save the day. Sure, maybe not last year.
Yeah.
But now we're here.
Right.
And Christian Parker gets Quentin Williams to build around. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna build around Quentin Williams, right?
Sure they are.
They're gonna build around Quentin Williams. They might bring his brother up here. No. And they, you know what I'm saying? But when he says you have significant pieces, I think that's where it starts, because he's not wrong. You build in the trenches, and whether you think about where he comes from in Eagle land or Bronco land, those guys built significantly up front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if all we got to do is fix the secondary, and I kind of like that too. Parker and his coaching staff are significant secondary guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure Marcus Dix is a good D-line coach, but if you look at if you look at the amount of work required from each coach, Marcus Dixon got a promotion waiting for him. Because I got Quentin Williams. As long as you win games, Marcus Dixon is fine.
Yeah.
Because he's coaching Kenny and Osa.
Right.
Whoever flips this DB room is going to win a Nobel Prize, Bryan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Christian Parker be like, hey, man, go ahead. I don't have a lot to say to Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark and Osa Odighizuwa.
Right.
I got to put my attention in these young guys and the safeties and the new dudes and all this kind of stuff. So he ain't got to say nobody's name. We know what's up. It ain't but 4 names you can say.
Came away impressed overall, though.
Super impressed. Man, if Shotty don't get it together, he could be my head coach. But I mean, we got to see. You know what I'm saying? But Shotty looked elated. Shotty had the face of, hey man, this dude gonna get us some promotions. This dude gonna save the day here.
Get us some stops.
I know what my offense can do.
Yeah.
Last administration didn't help that at all,
Yeah.
and we still won 7 games with the 39th worst defense in the league.
Yeah.
This dude's gonna make some changes around here.
Yeah, I think listening to Christian Parker talk yesterday, I think he was happy about being with Schottenheimer, happy about the opportunity, happy about the offense, happy about the explosiveness, and really happy about the quarterback play.
Franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he's competed against Dak a couple of different times, and then also there at Denver, so he understands what he was up against. But I think he's happy about being here and getting to run his own show.
Christian Parker is going to make rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
He's not going to be elite day one.
No.
He's not. These defenses may take 2 or 3 years, right?
Right.
The first year, it should be better than what last year was, but he's not going to be super elite. There are going to be rookie mistakes. But having Dak on the other side to bail you out is different than having
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or something. I ain't because you read me like a book, Bryan. But yeah, better than having Jalen Hurts or something. You know what I'm saying? So
good for him.
Bryan, we got some players here, man.
Good talk.
We got some players here. We got a group of 4 of them. I like 3 a whole bunch.
Okay.
One I'm kind of unclear about.
All right.
Not even unclear. I know how I feel about him. He just produced his ass off. I just,
Yeah.
I got a 4th rounder here, Bryan.
Uh-huh.
I got a 2.
A 2.
I got a 3. And another 3. Bryan, who's my 4, would you say?
I think, let me look at this, because I think you like Bud Clark. I think you probably like Price, right?
Love Price.
So that's going to probably be your 2, if I had to guess.
Price my 2.
I think that you're going to probably I think you're going to like Klare, but not more than Stowers. And I think you probably put a 3 on Bell, though, from Connecticut.
You was perfect.
Until when?
Bell is my 4.
Bell is your 4.
And I got Klare as a 3 over Bell.
Okay.
Everything else is perfect, Bryan Broaddus.
All right. The questions about Skyler Bell, probably with you is probably his speed.
I think he can run.
Do you think he can run?
I think he can run around in a context of what I need him to do. He is a yak guy. He is a route runner.
Tell me about this Connecticut wide receiver then.
He's a yak guy, Brian. He's a route runner. You know what I'm saying? He got a ton of production.
Yeah, he does.
A ton of production, like 1,200 yards and 13 touchdowns.
He had
Something
a
crazy.
breakout year. Crazy. Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Catches everything, Brian.
Yeah.
I run into some issues with players and how they get that level of production. I want to see how you did it.
You think he caught 1 million screens?
He caught a ton of screens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But to his credit, he's yak guy off those screens.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
To his credit.
Yeah.
I kind of look at Skyler Bell in that UConn offense, UConn wide receiver, by the way.
Yeah.
I look at Skyler Bell in that UConn offense and I go, man, they doing some of the same stuff that these Tennessee guys do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of free, wide open running type stuff.
Right.
That goes on with them. Skyler Bell, I think he can run, Brian, relatively explosive, right? I don't know how his straight speed is.
Sure.
Or whatever. Sure. But you wouldn't know because he does a lot of underneath, a bunch of screens, a bunch of down low, you know what I'm saying? Right. But when he's surrounded by dudes, he's broken out of those tackle groups and go and made plays sometimes. So I can't say that he can't make, plays by himself, Brian. I think he's probably going to be a slot guy for the most part.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to be an outside dude. What the offense does brilliantly, and I think his NFL team is going to have to do this. The offense schemes him open.
They trick him. They trick teams to get him open.
They motion him 12 times.
But then, if you see the one where they get down around the goal line and they run the fake screen to get him. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty. It's like they're faking screens to run the wheel route
back
on
door.
Yeah.
And Brian, they do a bunch of things to get him wide the hell open.
They do.
But my problem is, can you beat a DB by yourself?
There you go.
Sometimes he can, Brian.
There you go.
But I've seen him run some slants, and a DB will be draped on him.
Yeah.
I see some guys come up and press him, and his ass gets stuck.
Yeah.
If you can scheme and find a way to get him open, Brian, he's a productive player.
Yeah.
But every time he was kind of asked to just beat a DB by himself. And that's why I can see why you say he doesn't have speed. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He doesn't have it off the line of scrimmage like that.
That was my biggest issue.
He doesn't fly off the line of scrimmage.
That's my biggest issue.
But as a yak guy in open space, he can run around. He can build up speed at some point, maybe. But Brian, when they press him up at the line of scrimmage, man, it's hard for him to get off. The offense has to get him open.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a problem because a lot of the dudes I'm going to rank over him can get open on their own, Brian.
I put him in the 4th round myself.
Top of the 4th for me.
Yeah. I mean, actually, excuse me. My apologies. I'm at the end of the 3rd.
That's okay.
He's like a 139 on my board. I damn near put him in the 4th round. And listen, I'm not trying to be mean but this guy, he transferred from Wisconsin, and that's good for him. He had a breakout season with the Huskies. I mean, really super productive. The intermediate game is his strength. Yeah. Everything underneath, shallow, all that. This guy can make plays. I do not see an explosive route runner. I think he's more crafty the way he does things. I think he knows how to attack zones. You'll see him kind of working underneath, finding space, sit down, they get him the ball. He gets in throwing lanes, does a really, really good job with that. I think, to me, when you watch him, his separation off the line kind of comes off quick movement.
Yeah.
Just kind of like very kind of quick, and then he's able to. But, man, I just don't see an explosive player. And you're right. When people get up on him and knock him around a little bit, him having to start, stop, and then start again could be a little bit of a problem for him. But I think you watch him play, the routes go all over the formation, the effectiveness with the ball in hand, the run after catch. He's got balance. I mean, he'll make plays and they'll knock him, they'll hit him, and he'll be able to maintain his feet, keep going in the route and stuff like that. I kind of feel like, though, to me, this is one of those guys that's got the hands, he's got concentration, the balance. I do worry about his top end speed. Yeah. That's one of the things. When you start to compare him to some of the other guys, and we've gone through this draft, where we've had some guys that are really good with concentration, really good with their hands, make plays that way, but don't run. There's some guys that are going to be going to the combine and we're going to have to get some times on. I mean, I don't want to make a huge deal of it because I made a huge deal about it with Will Johnson last year from Michigan, and he ended up playing fine. But man, to me, how many of those guys as a scout, you want to see guys work out. I'd love to see Skyler Bell and what he runs. I hope he runs in the high 4.4s. That'd be great. It'd make me feel a little bit better. But on tape, he doesn't always play that way. So I have a third round grade on him. My grade would be a 139, just at the bottom of that third round. Probably as I look at it, of the group of the stack that I have, Daniels Daniels is from Miami, Brazil from Tennessee, Lane from USC, and then Skyler Bell would be the last one in that group.
What do you have, Burks from Arkansas?
I haven't seen Burks from Arkansas yet.
Okay. We haven't talked about him?
No. Have we? I don't have him on my board.
Burks from Arkansas. I'm sure we talking about Burks from Arkansas. I feel like we
Did I not put him on my board? I might not have put him on my board.
It's all good if you
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes we did talk. Did we talk about an Arkansas wide receiver?
Yeah. The
way back in the day.
The short cat that walks outside. I mean, he was Friday the 30th. We talked about him with Chandler Rivers.
Chandler Rivers. I didn't put him on my board then. I did not put him. So in that group, he would probably be in that group with those guys. You liked him a lot better. Did you think he was better than the guys I mentioned at Daniels and?
I have. So I'm in the third round now. Daniels is my first guy. Burks is my second guy in the third.
Okay, I just didn't put him on my board then. Yeah, that's what happened. I put him in my names. I just didn't put him in my board.
It's all good. But yeah, we did. I just kind of want to see where.
I thought it was a guy short.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, they are short.
Yeah.
It's all good. Bryan, tell us about our tight end, Max Klare. I got him in the third round behind Stowers.
Yeah, I got him in the third round behind Stowers too, and then Jolly behind him. That would be Jolly from North Carolina State is how I have him right there. Thank you for letting me update my board on that wide receiver that I didn't add. I think to me, when you look at Max Klare, this guy's a transfer from Purdue. And he is at 6'5", 243. He's really a smooth-moving guy. Not a lot of wasted motions. For a guy his size, he's really got some deceptiveness the way he plays. I saw a guy that can make defenders miss in the open field with the ball in his hands. I thought he was kind of loose in the way he played in the hips. The best when he can play on the move. Not going to line up and hammer you as an inline guy. He's going to do things from the wing, the slot, out wide. They're going to use him in motion quite a bit. So you see him play on the move. They like to bring him across the field and then throw him the ball in the flat and then let him go from there. I think he's got reliable hands when catching the ball on the move. He works the middle of the field well. He's going to find the soft spots and zones, make those plays. Blocking technique, as I mentioned, remains a work in progress. He tends to get high. I would not call him the strongest blocker. He tends to get in the way and attempt to tie up his guy more than I said come off the football. He had an ankle injury in the past that slowed him down. That probably needs to be checked. He's more like a big wide receiver than a tight end, but someone who will take advantage of his skill set as a pass receiver and run after catch. So I had Max Klare, third round, again behind Stowers from Vanderbilt and ahead of Jolly from North Carolina State.
You said it perfect, Bryan. Really good route running for a tight end. I think he's really good short to medium.
Yeah,
he catches a bunch of tight window catches and throws. They started to feature him in crossing routes, and he was really good at that, just crossing field or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know what it is about these tight ends, man. I feel like they good in their offense, but the offense just don't throw it to them more, man.
Yeah.
Like feature these guys a little bit more. But you just got to really be diligent with the film or whatever when they're not throwing it to them.
Right.
I mean, when they are throwing it to them.
Got to find the games. Got to find those games.
You just got to find it. Quarterback friendly, shows his jersey, and he needs to be refined as a blocker. I mean, he's willing, and willing is like half the battle or whatever. But he ain't great at it. You know what I'm saying? But you broke him down nicely, Bryan. I got a third on him behind Stowers. Now, if he was more downfield and he caught more, then I would put him over Stowers. But Stowers caught so much, and he had such a downfield presence. Such a downfield presence, and I just, bigger plays just gave me a little bit more. But Klare can do it, though. Like, Klare has it.
Yeah.
Klare, Klare like what, 10 pounds bigger than Stowers? Like
Yeah, he
50,
is. I think it's 35 to 46.
Yeah.
I think it was where we're at. Yeah.
So look, if you like the size and you want a tight end that you can probably like develop more, then Klare may be your guy because he he has more physical tools and you can kind of teach him how to do some of those things downfield. Really good eyes, really good hands too on Klare, but you broke him down perfect. Bryan, let's do this. Let's go running back. And we haven't talked about a bunch of running backs. Over the next couple of shows, we're going to talk about a running back per day.
You're gonna make me stop watching wide receivers?
I don't think we can. We got it's so many. I mean, we got
There are a lot of them.
because
oh no, it's
Brugler
crazy.
just came out with another top 100, and it had like 5 guys I haven't even heard of at wide receiver. I think like Georgia State got one. Yeah. Georgia, Wake Forest, I believe, got to do. Like it's so many of them guys. So we got like 3 more
the Georgia kid we had. There's
Branch, I believe.
Branches in there.
So we got to watch like 3 more receivers, but we're gonna load up on running backs coming up, Bryan.
Yeah.
But man, I like Jadarian Price a little bit, Bryan. All right, Bryan.
All right.
That's nice, man.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Love is nice.
Yeah.
Jordan Price just cool too, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you look in this class of running backs, I always talk about archetypes and how they fit. You either gonna be runaway guy or you're gonna be run through guy. Bryan, I'm watching Jadarian Price, man. And the first couple carries I watched, physical is all get out. First of all, thumping the hell out of people, running them over, looking at them when they on the ground, and you know, just tough as hell.
Attitude about
just tough as hell for no reason. Got some one cut ability. You know what I'm saying? Get up there, make a cut, and boom, find a space. Bryan, I thought he was a really patient runner. Yeah. He'll kind of let it develop in front of him. And then Bryan, I'd be damned. He has some burst too, don't he?
Yeah, he does.
Some gun got some burst, don't he?
He does.
I thought he had some decent foot quickness too for a bigger guy. Bryan, be a couple times I see him work front side and front side ain't there, and he'll make a jump cut quicker than I thought he could make because I'm profiling him, right? Oh,
right,
you're a big physical running back. I'm being prejudiced to him a little bit, Bryan. You ain't got quick feet, you big old thumping boy.
Yeah.
And Bryan,
yeah.
And he flew his ass downfield and didn't get touched. I'm like, oh, he got breakaway speed. Oh, I started to do a little Googles. People expect him to run a 4.4, Bryan.
It sounds like to me you got these Notre Dame running backs back to back on your board.
Actually, no.
You don't.
And I have a very specific reason why. Let me just do this.
Wait a minute. You just read this guy like
I got you.
You read this guy like he's maybe you consider him like a 1-2-1, a high second round guy.
He is.
Okay.
He's a high second. Watch this though. Physical run, great contact balance, Bryan.
Okay.
I was watching play. It had to be like Kansas or something, and he just dragged 4 people, couldn't even touch him. Just get off me. Just get, you know what I'm saying? And he has home run speed, one cut and gone. Yeah. But Bryan, here's the difference between him and Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson is a great receiver.
Yeah.
They just didn't throw the ball to Price much because I guess they were just throwing it to Love.
Yeah.
But when they did throw it to him the 5-6 times, it's just whatever. They just kind of dumped it out to him. I think Emmett Johnson is much more of a pass catching threat.
Okay, I see what you're doing here.
And I think Emmett Johnson is a better blocker than Price right now.
I think you're right about that too.
And Bryan, we talk about archetypes and types of players that we can't stand. I don't like these big ass running backs that be trying to cut people, Bryan. I don't like these big
5'11", 210. You know, cutting guys in the hole.
I don't like these thicker running backs that just won't square their feet up and just hit people. You know what I'm saying? He be cutting and falling all over the place. If he was a better blocker, because look, even Emmett Johnson.
Yeah, Nebraska.
Yeah, the running back from Nebraska. My last line was great willingness as a blocker, but could use some technique.
Sure. I don't think you're wrong there.
I think Price is a bad blocker. Yeah. and not as dangerous as a receiver.
Yeah.
So Bryan, I got a 2 on Johnson and Price. Price would have been my second running back.
If he caught the ball and blocked better.
If he caught and blocked better, he'd be my second running
complete back.
Because Emmett Johnson's a phenomenal runner. And he can catch and block.
Should we worry about Emmett Johnson's workload?
Nope. Because I ain't trying to keep a running back for 8 years.
Yeah.
So I don't. If my last name was Jones McClay Pacifica, I wouldn't care.
I always like how you include Adam in that.
You gotta throw Adam in there for the money.
For the money. I have it. I have Emmett Johnson over Price myself.
Of course you do.
And I was a little worried that you were going to put Price over him. I'm interested in this one.
I know how to draft.
You watched the A&M game, Notre Dame A&M game. This guy kind of makes A&M quit wanting to tackle him. He was not. They were not interested in tackling him anymore. This is where this guy is at. I kind of feel like that he's one of those guys that a team that has those zone schemes, those like outside zone scheme guys. I think this guy's probably one of their, especially those wide zone teams. Yeah. I think this guy's got one of them. He does have some special teams value to you, though.
Okay.
This guy's a kick returner.
I ain't know.
Yeah, he is a kick returner and pretty good at it. But he did tear his Achilles his freshman year during workouts, but it doesn't appear to be bothering him now as we get into this draft process. I think he's got the skill. I think he's got the toughness to be a workhorse back. Yeah. He just happens to play on a team
behind Jeremiah
Love, who's one of the best running backs in the country. Yeah. And I think anywhere else he would probably be that workhorse back. So I have him in the second round. I have him as my third best back. I think that Emmett Johnson is better than him. But man, if you want a guy at 5'11", 210 pounds that's got some power to him, this guy's your guy.
If you had a second round pick and defense wasn't such an emergency,
yeah.
And let's just like even if the Williams thing, even if whether it does or doesn't work out, I think
this guy can really help you that way.
He can help the Cowboys.
He absolutely could.
You just have an emergency on defense right now.
You do,
which is why free agency is so important.
Right,
free agency is super important, man, because you don't want to just walk away from somebody that can help you.
Right.
But that's just that. Brian, I get upset when we get way down this list. I'm 100 players in, Brian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
start to get mad at some of these guys.
And Brian, we just follow lists, man. We don't copy anybody's list,
sure,
or their order, but we use their list as reference of dudes we need to be watching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And man, we'll get up here, man. I'll be like, man, this the 12th dude I watched. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude number 30 be like, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Brian, my 100th player.
Welcome to my world of sap from Florida.
Brian,
Edge.
Why is my 100th player better than the 30th dude we watch, man?
Yeah, there you go.
What's going on, man?
That's when the media scouts are at their worst.
Bullshit.
When we're running down these lists, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, I just watched the guy at player 100 that's better than
bullshit.
Yeah,
tripping. We up here in February and shit. Good thing we so diligent, Bryan Broaddus. Good thing we ain't just going, all right, well,
we're going to look at the 40 best guys and call it a day.
They call it a damn weekend. You know what I'm saying? Thank goodness we trying to get at least 200 guys in.
Try to, man. You try. And I guarantee you there's going to be more. There's going to be more in the 120 to 130 range that are going to be better than some of the guys you're looking at that were 60 or 70.
Right.
What do you got?
Tell us about our Senior Bowl standout.
Yeah.
Bud Clark, the safety from TCU.
Bud Clark. I am a fan of the Bud Clark.
He's so good, Brian. Go ahead.
I'm a fan of Bud Clark. Let me get to him here. Okay, Bud Clark, he's played a lot of football. A lot of football. Came back for his senior year. There were folks that thought maybe that he would go on to the pros, but no, he said he wanted to come back and wanted to work on his craft. He's a 3-year captain there at TCU. You see him, we've talked about this, it's the new buzz way of playing football. It's the hybrid safety guy. Mm-hmm. Bud Clark's one of those guys. He's a hybrid safety. He's going to line up in the slot, 313 snaps. He's going to line up in the box, 250 snaps. He's going to line up deep, 160 snaps. That's what you get from Bud Clark. You get a guy that's going to play all over the formation, and he's always going to be around the ball. And his ball production is outstanding. He's got a feel for the game when it comes to seeing the play and being able to react to it. There's plenty of film. Arizona State, Iowa State, those games, you can watch him. They throw screens. He reacts. He comes flying up and tackles. Down the field, you see a guy that plays with some range when he's back off the hash. It's important. Voch will tell you that, man. Give me the safety that could stand on the hash or stand in the middle of the field, and all of a sudden the ball goes to the far sideline, and they're over there making a play. That's what Bud Clark can do. I think he's a fluid-moving guy. I think that he doesn't appear tight or restricted in the way he moves. Like I said, you could see him pedal, turn, and run and get there and cover some ground. He wants to be a part of the action. I think that's an important aspect you have to know about him. He doesn't take wild angles to the ball. He plays measured. He plays under control. He will gamble, though. He is one of these guys that's got such a feel for how to play, and when he reads something, he is going to take a chance and go get it. So you'll see him get his hands on balls because his ability to say, the quarterback is going, I see what's happening with the route. I'm reading the route. Quarterback's going to throw it over here. Bud Clark is really, really good at doing that. So the tackling aspect of Bud is there's occasions where you will see him wrap up, and then there's other times where you see him kind of throw his shoulder in there and make the tackle that way. And you'd like to see him maybe be a little bit more consistent, but when he has to tackle, he's capable of doing that. As I mentioned, man, this guy is battle-tested in every sense of the word. Just a lot of football. So, he really did kind of help himself, too, at the Senior Bowl. The scouts knew about Bud Clark. Though we got to the Senior Bowl, we all kind of saw who Bud Clark really, really is. I like the player. He's 6'1". He's 185 pounds. He's that hybrid type of player that you can line up and play a lot of snaps with in a lot of different areas.
Bryan, I'm so trash, man. I am so trash. I'm a sucker. I don't like safeties at all.
Yeah.
I'm so
You
phony.
admitted that.
Bryan, I'm so phony, man. I can't stand watching safeties, man.
You like watching this one, though?
Bryan, something about some range.
Yeah.
And making plays on the football.
Oh, no, you taught me that one.
Bryan, range and making plays on the football matter so much to me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, we may have a list of safeties. It may be like 40 players long.
Yeah.
And like 30 of them will be box safeties.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. I go throw up in a trash can somewhere. Like if I watch your film as a safety and all you do is like you're playing linebacker almost, like that's what you good at. I'm mad as hell. I got to watch your damn film. But Bryan, this class in particular, it's a lot of dudes that make plays with their range. I'm mad as hell that Bud Clark got to be my 100th player watched. You feel me?
Felt like the Bud Clark should have been in the 50s, maybe.
Bud Clark should be in the 50s somewhere.
Yeah,
he probably gonna be a top 50 player on my board.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And you stack them.
Yeah, when I stack them. I'm about to stack my first round grades, by the way. I don't think we're gonna get no more first round grades.
No.
So I'm about to stack those guys. No. But I keep getting second round grades. So I'm gonna hold on that.
You gotta hold on that, yeah.
Yeah. But when we get to a point where I'm probably out of second round grade, I'm gonna, do that too. But Bryan, Bud Clark, man, 6'2", 190.
Yeah.
He got the height and the length, Bryan. You see him running around. And the one thing that I'm just a sucker for, you gotta watch a lot.
Yeah.
Like a film on safeties, because they are safeties, but when they do make plays, you got to really focus, Bryan. Bryan, you see him diagnose what's in front of him.
Yeah.
You see him pick up on these route combos. You see him pick up on the quarterback's eyes. You see him act like he ain't looking at the quarterback, and all of a sudden he jump and look at the quarterback and go and make plays on the football, Bryan. Even plays where he's not catching picks. I think he got more dropped interceptions than some people got. Like
he does, yeah. You could see, like I remember the Iowa State game was
he dropped one on the sideline,
on the sideline over there. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But like Bryan, whenever you see it, he'll plant that foot, boom, and just go. Let me read my report. I'm up here talking. Let me read my report. Yeah, I try to do it off.
Oh no, you're good at doing that,
Bryan. Let me see. Safety that can play on the roof, big time speed, big time play recognition, big time instincts, Bryan. That means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? When you just start to see him pre-snap cheat over a little bit in a certain direction, lo and behold, something's coming in that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Quarterback reader, breaks on the ball quickly, active in the run game. Active in the run game matters to me.
Matters a lot.
And he does it at many different depths.
He does.
Whether he's the high free. And as far as his free safety game go, I would love him if he's like a too high type guy, to where he's only responsible for a half. If he could do that, he got good range. I think Wheatley got a lot more range than him. I think Wheatley can play a hash and work the other direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's quite Clark. I think Clark makes plays on the ball the same way that Halsey kind of does, right, from LSU, to where. But he's much better athlete than Halsey.
Yeah.
To where I just
the
see it.
Part of it, yeah.
And no matter where I'm at, whether I'm down, whether I'm in the linebacker, type area, whether I'm back, I'm gonna find the football and make a play on it.
Yeah.
Whether it's whether I gotta go get there, or if the quarterback's coming this way, I'm still gonna haul ass over there because it bounced off somebody else's hands, but I'm in perfect position to catch it. You know what I'm saying? That matters to me.
Yep.
Like I was saying, the run game though, very willing.
Very willing.
Very willing. some coach going to want to clean up his tackling technique.
Yeah, I feel like that to me when you watch him play. Did you see what I was talking about? I mean, there's some wrap up and then there's some kind of throw, throw at it and miss. Yeah,
coaches will fix that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like Trevon Diggs. It's me and the ball carrier.
Just go up and miss.
And I hit this shit here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It ain't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The Olay move.
I really do want to differentiate my DBs when I'm talking about them. You know what I mean? Some of these guys are decent rundown guys. Some of these guys are like Jalen Ramsay level. I play safety at corner type come up and tackle guys. I think Clark is in the middle of that somewhere. You know what I mean? He's very willing to come down and run those lanes and alleys and make plays. He's got to clean up tackling technique, which is fine, Brian. I think he can line up in the nickel too and do some stuff. I wouldn't want him to man cover all the people.
Right.
But I think he got some ability to chase a tight end or like a big receiver around. Like, depending on what the matchup is. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Brian, I got a high 3 on him.
I put him at a 1-3-0
A high as
myself.
hell 3. I had to bump Halsey down and put him over Halsey in the 3rd round.
If I had to rank my 3rd round safeties, Bud Clark, Ramsey USC, Halsey LSU. That's how I'd rank my 3rd round cornerbacks.
Where you got Scott?
What's that?
Keontae Scott, where you got him?
I got him in the 2nd round.
You got him with safeties or corners?
I got him with the safeties, but if I was just talking about guys within the 3rd round,
I got you.
Yeah, but I think that you're onto something about Thieneman from Oregon, Wheatley from Penn State, and McNeil Warren. I think that if you really break it down, I think I would take Scott's in that mix for me, but I think that I would have Thieneman, Wheatley, Scott, McNeil Warren like as my 2nd round guys.
Yeah.
I might have Scott from Miami too high. I just like the way he plays. I like the toughness he shows. I like his ability to blitz. I think he sees stuff really, really well. I might have him way overrated. I just like his film.
Yeah. I got a 3rd on. He has good football player film.
Do you have Ramsey over USC over him?
I got Ramsey in the 4th.
In the 4th, okay.
I got a high 4 on Ramsey. Like if Ramsey is your pick at 114, it's perfect.
Yeah, I got you.
Good stuff here, Brian.
Appreciate you, man.
Good stuff. Another good week. Let me prep y'all for this because tomorrow we got Dave Campo in studio.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Dave about all kind of stuff, Cowboy stuff, NFL stuff, like trends on defense. Y'all be sure to tap in for that. But y'all write this down for Monday. Monday, February 23rd, okay? Me and Brian going to break down. You're going to be in Combine, huh?
Not till Tuesday.
Not till Tuesday. So me and Brian going to be in studio Monday, February 23rd. We're going to talk about Le'Veon Moss because we're going to talk about some running backs.
We are.
These next few goals here. Le'Veon Moss, running back from Texas A&M. Devin Moore, cornerback from Florida. Kyle Lewis, linebacker from Pittsburgh.
Heard a lot about Kyle Lewis.
Me too.
From the Senior Bowl, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Genesis Smith, safety from Arizona.
Okay.
And David Igbinosun.
Okay.
I heard a lot about him too.
Jennison Smith, there's people that think that Jennison Smith from Arizona is better, should be in that Bud Clark group. Should be talked about. He's a guy I know that I think was this Pro Football Focus probably had a really high grade on him.
Brian, let me ask you a question. Is 6 players on February 23rd too much for you?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a couple DMs from some people.
Okay.
Let me run a Twitter. Let me add a name for February. I'm putting it in the
As we speak here.
I'm putting it in the thing.
Excited about having Dave Camp on while you do that work. Excited about having Dave on. Hopefully get in some scheme stuff with him. Dave will study some of these guys, some of these corners, maybe have him back. But I'm interested to talk to him about schemes and things like that, and with these coaches, and maybe what he's looking for as a coach going to the combine next week with these guys.
Brian, you've been hearing people talk about the UCF edge, Malachi Lawrence.
Saw him at the East-West game. He's legit.
He was nice.
He's legit.
Okay.
Need to study him.
He ain't on PFF list.
Well,
have you watched his film yet?
I've not watched his film yet, but I know one thing. He was, when you watch the one-on-ones from the East-West Shrine game, you learn who he is.
Jonah Tolles hit me in my DMs.
Jonah's a good evaluator.
Great fan.
Good evaluator. Good.
He loves what we do.
Oh no, he's really good at it.
Shouts out to him. He reached out to him, you know what I'm saying? Great guy. What I'm saying? And I follow his work as well.
Yeah, I think
check his board out too.
Yeah, I think that Zach Wolchuk was on this one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add Malachi Lawrence to our February 23rd.
Great.
So we're gonna have 6 players Monday. It's a Monday. We ain't got shit else to do Monday. You know what I'm saying?
No, we got nothing to do. We talk players.
Talk about players. So we're gonna talk about 6 players on Monday. We ain't gonna do that a lot, but people have been talking about, hey, this UCF guy.
I saw him at the East-West Shrine game, and like I say, he clearly shows up, man. He is rail thin, but man, he is explosive coming off the edge.
All right, we're gonna break him down because he's not on our PFF list that we like. He way down. You know? What I'm saying?
No, it's crazy.
You know, we got to go to the internet sometimes and bump guys up. But so we're gonna talk about 6 players on Monday. Those are our 6. Okay, Dave Campo tomorrow. Appreciate y'all. And Crown Globe Media is where you find everything. What's up, Steve? Dave Campo tomorrow. We're gonna talk about
Mike Maples.
Okay,
buddy. Yeah,
cool.
See Mapes.
For sure. And Crown Globe Media is where you find everything. CrownGlobeMedia.com is where you find the second channel, all the other shows that we do, the links to the merch. I love what you're doing today.
Yeah.
Mr. Broaddus with the damn stack quarter zip.
I like that, man.
That's hard.
I got this budget at the end. I got to use some, man. I got to order you some stuff too.
How about this? Because Foot's going to kill me. Foots just want a hat.
Foots want a hat?
Can we just get Foots a hat? Because he keep bothering
I would never see Foots wearing a hat.
Foots wear hats.
Does he really?
He just wear big hats because he's a dread guy.
That's what I'm saying. I would never think that Foots had a hat. I've seen him wear it backwards though.
He's black. So we need to give Foots Foots a hat. and man, you can get this
zip
stack.
Yeah.
Scout side. You can get whatever logo you want.
You want it, man.
The link is on CrownGlobeMedia.com. That's Bryan Broaddus or Crown Globe Media on Twitter. I'm Voch Lombardi on Twitter. And we'll catch y'all tomorrow with Dave Campo. Crown.